laser focused on his job, and that was to pitch, and he was incredible.
He was so tunnel focused on what he needed to do to be successful, and he just never deviated from that.
The first time I watched Luke play baseball, immediately you could see a guy who had a world of potential. He was a tall, underdeveloped guy that was throwing in the upper 70s, and you just kind of saw what could be. I would say that if we predicted that he would be going into the Hall of Fame, I think we would be probably a little overzealous on that.
As a freshman, I was 6'2", probably, and 165. So just a physical force to be reckoned with.
He got better every single year, and he grew and he matured and worked hard and did all the things that you want all the guys to do.
I think what really helped was I hit the weight room.
There was a time where they were told to put on a little weight to gain a little velocity, and I think Luke took that very seriously.
Credit Coach Sonka for his chocolate milks. He really pushed chocolate milks on us.
Unapologetically bulking to gain some mass and gain some miles per hour on his fastball.
I think I had 2 chocolate milks for every meal.
And it worked, because by the time we were seniors, he was a presence on the mound and he dominated.
He got better every single year, every single off season.
You could see in his eyes just how thirsty he was for information, how he wanted to learn, how he wanted to be a really good player.
He had a great fastball, but his changeup became so good that nobody could touch it.
I think the changeup was my best pitch, and it was just playing around with it.
I think once his changeup came together, which was really into his junior year, then he quickly went from being somebody that was like pretty good to like really good.
That was the story of Luke Probasco, as he pitched great against great teams.
At the national tournament, he threw against Carthage, who was really good, in the first round and beat them.
So we get to the championship day, and I think we were playing Carthage.
They came all the way back through the loser's bracket and had to beat us twice.
We lose game 1, so our back is against the wall in game 2. It's winner take all to go to the World Series, and we get off on kind of a rough start in game 2.
I don't know how many runs we had given up, maybe 4 at that point. Bases were loaded, we still had 1 out.
And we bring in Luke in relief.
Got us out of a jam and then held him at bay so that we could catch up.
He pitched on 2 days rest and kept us in the ball game the whole game for us to have a chance to come back. He was dominant.
Like 6 innings of relief.
We hung around, because that was the big thing as a pitcher, was giving my team an opportunity to put up runs.
Shuts down the other team, and we ended up winning and go to the World Series.
Just incredible. We definitely would not have made the World Series without Luke Probasco. I'll never forget the Whitewater game when he's out there. He threw 7 1/3 or something like that with only 2 earned runs.
At the World Series, after he pitched the first game against Wisconsin Whitewater and won, some media came up. They asked Luke, hey, tell us about, the 3rd inning when you had that jam and 1st and 2nd and 1 out, and what'd you do and how'd you? And Luke goes, I don't really remember that. I just kind of, Kevin puts a sign down and I just kind of throw it and I'm focused on what I need to do. There's a beautiful simplicity, to what he was able to get to.
I think what made him so dominant is every single time that he went out to pitch, you knew that you had a chance to win that game.
It means everything to go into the Hall of Fame with the guys. Trying to remember how many career wins I have, 32, 33, something like that. I don't have any of that without them scoring runs. I don't have any of that with them playing defense. It's a sense of family.
Luke, congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you. You're a great friend, great person, and a great teammate. I wish nothing but the best for you. Very happy for you. Congratulations.
Luke, I want to congratulate you on your induction into the Buena Vista Hall of Fame. The work that you put in and the effort and the time that you invested in yourself and your team, you get rewarded properly for that today. I'm so incredibly proud of you. I'm grateful to still have a relationship with you through all these years. Congratulations to you and your family on your induction into the Hall of Fame.
Luke Probasco, congratulations on an unbelievable accomplishment. 4 years of grinding, 4 years of getting better, and then performing your best at the biggest moments. You've helped your teammates accomplish things that have never been done in this program and haven't been done since. I know that you are a guy who would credit your teammates the most, and I appreciate that most about you, but you put the work in. You deserve to be here. Welcome to the Buena Vista Hall of Fame.
Houligard was a gutsy competitor. He wasn't afraid to compete, to mix it up.
He wrestled really hard, really physical, in your face the entire time. Whether it was 30 seconds on the clock or 10 minutes, he was going to be in your face the whole time.
An All-American in anything, let alone a 4-time All-American.
You know, those are hard to come by in any division.
I grew up in Juneau, Alaska. I lived there till I was 16, and wrestling and really athletics for the most part is complicated in Southeast Alaska because you can't drive out of Juneau. So to have matches or tournaments for wrestling, we would take a ferry, and it would be a day-long ferry to Ketchikan, 24 hours one way. Wrestled for Team Alaska and went to Western Regionals and learned how to do freestyle and Greco, which was all new. Anoka is where I moved from Juneau. And at the time, Anoka, Minnesota was the biggest high school in the state of Minnesota. We had over 3,000 kids. I was pretty successful. I would say wrestling in Minnesota was great, and I wish I would have done it from the beginning. I went to the University of Minnesota. I wanted to, be a D1 national champ, so that's where I went.
Well, I met Houligard coaching at the University of Minnesota.
My first year, Mark Schwab was an assistant coach, so developed a relationship with him. I was there for a year and a half. After the semester, my second year there, decided at mid-year that I was going to transfer so I could compete.
Called him up and see if he wanted to still compete, and he did. He came to BV without ever visiting campus.
Having Mark Schwab as a coach was fantastic. He was a great motivator. Having him there was great. Justin McClintock was there my sophomore year.
The thing I loved is, I was just getting into coaching, was he always wanted to work out. Can we go work out? Can we lift weights? And so for me, it was great. It was awesome.
He was solid on his feet. He was solid on bottom and pretty good on top. But he could also throw. I mean, if you tied up, he was capable of hitting you with a headlock or an under and over or something like that. He was potentially dangerous.
To me, everything leading up to nationals was just leading up to nationals. So the real goal was competing and performing at the national tournament.
And that was something I really, really liked from day one about him, is it didn't matter who it was. He wasn't going to run from a competitor, whether he was from New York or New Jersey or Pennsylvania. He was very sure of himself, and he gets third in the national tournament and beat some really good guys along the way.
I had a really bad habit of forgetting my towel. So, and this is not unique to me, but when you're in the showers at these colleges, they always have paper towels. So I dried off with paper towels more times than I want to admit.
Justin had a great personality, get along with anyone on campus. Whether it was football, wrestling, baseball, you name it, he'd get along with everyone.
I would say being a Beaver is unique. It's such a special place because it's a small community, and I was really able to form close relationships with my professors, which coming from Minnesota to BV was really helpful for me academically.
Really bright, had a great academic career when he was at Buena Vista. So that kind of takes some of the weight off the table as coaches when you can focus more on wrestling and you don't have to focus on the classroom.
He was all around, he was a pretty well-balanced competitor.
I'm extremely happy for him that he's getting into the Hall of Fame. But at the same time, he's just not a guy that's going to go out of his way to toot his own horn.
I would say if you would have asked me as a freshman, are you going to be a 4-time All-American? I would have said yes, but I wouldn't, I don't know. I think it was more trained, like in my mind, with just winning. Just winning every match that I stepped down the mat.
Justin Houligard, congratulations on the induction into the Hall of Fame. You definitely earned it. I'm extremely proud of you.
Congratulations on being a 4-time All-American. I'm not surprised that you were a 4-time All-American, and I'm not surprised that you're getting inducted here into the Hall of Fame. You got a lot to be proud of. Congratulations.
There really isn't someone who deserves this more than Jen. She could hit the ball and she could hit it straight. It's the most beautiful swing.
Jen was one of those people that took me under her wing and made me feel like I was part of something bigger. I just think of her as being super solid, easygoing. She always delivered. We could count on her bringing in a top scorer every tournament.
My grandma Janice would just go out and tootle around, and I learned golf with her. Drive the golf cart and I would hit my 7-iron the whole way around, and that's that's really what started me golfing. South O'Brien High School, we went in to state as a team my junior year. Made it to state my senior year, and I was runner-up.
I actually do remember going and watching her play at the state tournament, and I remember thinking, wow, this girl can hit the ball. And then I thought, she's gonna take my spot. But she fit right in. She came in and played very, very well.
I think of her as a competitive player, just super solid, but like so much fun as well. Her laugh for me is just contagious. When I started at BV, I remember there were some hard days as a freshman, jumping in, taking college classes, also being at practice and being busy. And there was a day that she knew that I had a bad day, and she came to practice with a card and a bag of M&Ms and just left it with me afterwards. And I think those are the little things that make you feel supported.
I remember one tournament there was snow on the ground and they delayed us, and we thought there is no way we're going to play.
30-degree weather, brutal conditions, but shockingly, I was the low score medalist that tournament.
We had quite a reputation. Made a great run at conference every year and made it to the national tournament one year.
Boston, Massachusetts. The course that we played on was right after the US Women Open.
It was a long course. We played from the men's everywhere we went.
Very difficult conditions. The greens were super slick, and then 4 days of tournament. Pretty amazing experience.
I do have a couple memories. One specifically was in 2003.
Very dramatic, yes. That was the first year they went to 2 tournament weekends. The first weekend we played in Boss Landon. Challenging course. I don't think it was really the nicest day, that first day, but the next day I came in with a 79. And then the following weekend, then we ended up in Cedar Falls, Pheasant Ridge. I would have been the last one coming in because I was at the leader, and I came in off that 18th hole, and my team was all standing around the green. And I made this putt, and they just went crazy.
She made a huge putt on the last hole that made it so that we tied Simpson.
And I didn't know what was going on. I just thought, well, they're really happy that I made that putt. I come off the green and they say, you can't put your clubs away. The team tied.
Simpson is a huge rival, and we actually ended up going into a sudden death team playoff.
It was so fun. It gives me goosebumps still thinking about it. Betsy Hall was in the group before me. She made a great shot on, I think it was that first hole, and the spectators went crazy, and I'm like, all right, I think we're gonna be ahead.
And it was over after the first hole. We won that conference championship after the first hole.
Simpson was always our rival. I remember their coach coming up to me and just being like, Ike, where do you come from? Always at the conference tournament.
Nothing shook her. You couldn't tell if she was playing great or if she was playing terrible. She was just playing her game.
She had the mental game to support the scores that she shot. That was one of the things that I always admired, was that she could just get out there and get the job done every time.
She was a great teammate. She never says a bad thing about anyone. You couldn't find a nicer person.
She was so humble. Like, that's the thing that I think about her, is she never ever bragged, or you never felt like she was better than everyone else, which she was. But you just always felt like just as important or just as valuable to the team as she was. When I look back, I just am so grateful.
When I got notified that I was selected for the Hall of Fame, I was completely shocked and humbled, very humbled. But my grandma, she's probably just beaming. I would wear a little golf angel pin that she gave me back in high school at every college meet. It's because of her is why I golf, and she would just be so proud.
Congratulations, Jen, on this honor of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You deserve this so much, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Jen, I just want to say congratulations to this huge achievement. I can't say I'm surprised, because I know that it's well deserved. You're an amazing golfer and athlete, and also someone that I'm lucky to call my friend.
Barnum, Iowa. Well, I played about every sport, cross country and baseball. We had fall baseball. For freshman year, I was 17 when I started at Buena Vista. I played some point guards, so we kind of cleared out the floor once in a while and just let me do my thing. And I don't care who you guard, I'm going to score on you. That's the bottom line.
Dan, or was it Danny?
At college, Sweet O. That was kind of my nickname. Earl Scott, he was from Los Angeles area.
Okay.
He started it. 'Cause, you know, I'd be kicking his butt on pickup games. And, okay, Sweeto, that's enough. So the rest started doing it. Baseball, got to pitch in the playoffs, got to start a few games during the season. Shut out Central one time. During baseball, we had a fight with Upper Iowa. It was brutal. And I was part of it. Throwing inside, I hit a couple guys, and they were mouthing off. Next thing you know, everybody's on the field, swinging and punching, jab, jab, jab. 7 patrolmen happened to be having their donut time, and they all came running to break it up. Coach was getting hit from the back, and he goes, "Danny, what are you swinging at?" I says, "Coach, I'm just backing you up. They were trying to hit you in the back of the head." I started here in '81. I was doing both, really. I was doing JV girls and junior high boys.
Dan was coaching girls volleyball of all sports. Quite honestly, they didn't like him at first. He held you accountable, which to me was the perfect type of coach that I wanted my kids to play for.
The first year I arrived in Eagle Grove, I was hired on as a head boys basketball coach. And Dan was coaching the junior high teams at the time because his son Ryan was in 8th grade. And then when that second year hit, it was basically like, you need to have Dan on your staff.
So I helped him out. We got along great. We won 2 conference titles.
That was kind of crazy because Eagle Grove hadn't had a lot of basketball success. They just hadn't.
He was in charge of the offense. Dan knew the X's and O's better than anybody.
Finally, in 2001, we made the state. So we weren't even supposed to be close, but we battled them, ended up winning it. Place was packed. So it was the first time ever for Eagle Grove in state basketball.
Just to see the jubilation of the fans, of the players, of the coaches, knowing we were moving on to the barn.
So after the game, we went back to Eagle Grove and had like just kind of a gathering in the gym. There was a lot of people there or whatever, and of course the team came out, and I do recall Dan just saying that, hey, 7 kids played in this game, 7 didn't, but the 7 that didn't are just as important as the 7 that did. He was just a mentor to the kids, you know.
My daughter, who is now in her 40s, still today tells me that Dan O'Hearn was the best coach she ever had. Not only from an athletic standpoint, but in life.
One of the most humble guys that you'd ever find.
Dan doesn't gloat. He's not the kind of guy that's going to say, oh, by the way, did you know that I was at BV, I scored X amount of points and I did this and I did that. He never did that.
This is a family award, I think, because they were all involved at some point, whether they come to the games or playing pickup games in the shed. They always tried to make it to the home games in Storm Lake. And my mom also. She died at 2016, but I wanted her there for this. She was the rock of the family. Taught school for 30 years. Took the train from Whittemore to Cedar Rapids. She went to Mount Mercy. She got her 2-year degree. Then she raised 8 kids and went back to Drake and finished her 4-year. She'd want to be in the front row, eating, having a drink or whatever. She loved it.
Dan, congratulations on being put into the Hall of Fame at Buena Vista. It's a great honor, and I feel privileged that I had the opportunity to coach with you and be your friend for all these years.
Dan, I have appreciated every opportunity I had to coach with you. I don't think that you could possibly understand how much I viewed you as a mentor throughout my process as a coach. Buena Vista made a great decision. Congratulations on your induction into their Hall of Fame.
Well, in 2011, we were coming off of a great season in 2010, had a great regional tournament, losing to Illinois Wesleyan, who went on to win the national championship, and we had a lot of players back. Conference was really good that year. I think there were 7 teams that were above 500, and it was a tough league, a lot of good arms. Offensively, we weren't dominant by any means. We had to do it a little different way. I got the number 2 seed in the tournament. Really actually didn't play all that well in the conference tournament. We lost, won a game, and then lost, so we were eliminated Friday night. Thinking that our season was over, and the team came back to Storm Lake, and So Coach Dupik and I are trying to figure out if we have any chance of getting in at large. A lot of people were predicting that we would be one of the last teams in, and so we were calling back to some guys saying, hey, just, don't give up on this thing yet. There's a chance that we could still get in. So Sunday night I'm staying up and have my computer in front of me, and we're refreshing, and it was a long night waiting for that email, and finally about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, we got that email and called some of the guys, and you could hear a loud ovation because they got one more chance to get back on the field. But I think the reason why we got in was because our league was so tough. Being the underdog in those regionals was probably the best thing for us. I don't think anybody, including Illinois Wesleyan, thought that we were going to get through that regional. Then we played some of the best baseball I've ever seen, beating Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan twice, and then it set up a rematch with Carthage. Lost that first game, forced an if necessary game, and we were able to pull that out late. It was just a great feeling to win a regional and move on to the World Series. We were by far the smallest school in that 18 World Series. Had to face the mighty Whitewater Warhawks. It was an hour and a half from Appleton. We were a heavy underdog, let's just put it that way. And we played great. We hung in there. We got a lead early. They were able to tie it on us, and then we were able to walk it off on a single up the middle.
1-1 line drive, center field, base hit. In comes Case. Game-winning hit, Michael Hoffman. 5-4, Buena Vista in their first College World Series game, winning it in dramatic fashion.
Just a great feeling to beat the giants of Division III baseball pretty much in their own backyard, and to watch our guys be able to step up and face that competition and play their best baseball was something that I'll never forget, obviously. Second game we played Keystone College out of Pennsylvania, another really good team. Played a great game, and they gave us a few runs and we took advantage of it. Was able to win that game, to face the other undefeated team in the World Series in Marietta, who was ranked #1. One of the best teams I've ever seen in Division III, and we hung right with them and had a chance to score to tie it late, and they made a great defensive play on a ball to the fence, and we ended up losing that game 5-1. Forced our fourth game, our elimination game against Chapman University, and another great game. Low scoring, great defense, great pitching. Lost that game 3-2, and Marietta ended up beating Chapman to win the national title. So I like to say we finished third. When guys play with confidence and no fear, it's pretty fun to see. Our theme for the postseason that year was extra innings. We got a shot to play more games. We just decided that we were going to take advantage, not worry about outcomes, and just go play solid baseball, and our guys definitely lived up to that. Guys, congratulations. You guys accomplished so much. A great senior class, but also a great group of younger guys that really got our program to uncharted waters and really set the tone for BVU baseball moving forward. I mean, we are still the last team in our conference to have made the World Series. Just a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. You played with the best teams in the country. You gave us national exposure, and it's a memory I'll never forget. It's still one of the highlights of my career, and I know you guys are proud of what you've accomplished and how you did it, the way you went about things. It's just, the Beaver Nation family is just so proud of you guys, and it's a great accomplishment, and welcome to the BVU Hall of Fame.